All right, welcome back to Super Pacifist Friends. Doing it.
I hate to cut you in the middle of that sentence. You are massacring demons in the face as you're saying that. As you're saying that sentence, that's what you're doing.
No, just give him a little kiss. With a little. See?
That is a shotgun blast.
That's love.
That is a firearm that has been used.
Ryan, okay, all right, okay, Ryan.
You are walking upon a hallway full of corpses.
Ryan, okay, all right, okay. Let me just hold on. Let me get my chainsaw out. I don't.
Again, not helping your case.
I fake news. All right, fake. I almost wanted to pull that. If that's the way you feel about it, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I'll hear. So,
you were the one who came up with
yes.
this.
So somehow, when I was friends, and we came up with this character, guy who is politely skeptical about everything. So Doug, say any just true facts to me. Something that is just objectively true.
You know, trees have leaves.
I mean, I guess. Continue to argue the point.
But they fall in the autumn and they bloom again in the spring, and they're nice and beautiful and lush in the summertime.
I mean, that's what you see. You know? And you're welcome to think that. I don't think so. And that's fine. You know, we can still be friends.
And then you have to put in the caveat, that wonderful cop-out, agree to disagree. which is the IMHO of its generation.
Real life, yeah.
Which IMHO, and by the way, and I'm sure everybody's going to spam IMHO in the comments. IMHO is one of the douchiest things you could say to a person, in my opinion.
In your humble opinion?
Shut up. Shut your damn. Speaking of douchey
snap.
things,
What the hell?
I am invulnerable, and I have this sweet gun, and I am holding a meeting of my friends, the Pacifist Pals.
Again, that's not what's happening. That looks like Lucifer, but with a rocket arm, and you are gunning him down with the machine gun. In this scenario, none of you are pacifists.
I mean, if that's the way you feel about
it. Oh, no. He's back.
Look, it's all right. It's, that doesn't have to impact our friendship. We can still be...
No, but you're holding a machine gun in your hands.
I mean, look, tomato, right?
Yeah.
Actually, while I'm still invulnerable, let's cause all sorts of trouble. Woo!
Oh, no.
Oh, my invulnerability's running out?
Right at the wrong time. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, the green face, it gives you God mode.
Yes, but only for, I think, like a minute.
That's longer than I still thought.
Or like 30.
Mario Stars are, like 10 seconds, so that's something.
Yeah, but you're also not, meeting with the Pacifist Pals in Mario Bros.
No, you're crushing them with your body weight.
Oh my god, Mario's a murderer.
Mario's a war criminal.
Wow.
Go watch Brian David Gilbert's video on Mario or on Bowser's military hierarchy for more information on that theory.
Well, isn't there something in the manual for the first Super Mario Bros. Where all the Koopas and Goombas are actually supposed to be transformed, or like residents of the Mushroom Kingdom, people like Toads?
The blocks are.
Oh god!
The blocks are transformed citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom. So every time you crush one, you've just obliterated a human life or a toadstool life. Think about that. Think about what you've done.
A little toad or toadette.
Gone.
Just exploded. Exploded in block form.
They were stolen from their sentience by unwillingly.
Story of my life.
Unfair. Unfair.
Oh, this level sucks.
The pit.
The pit. Oh boy, you ready for some shenanigans? Here we go. Let's get the shot. Whee! Yeah, just to get out of the center, you have to walk through poison.
You already have to kind of take that damage? Rad.
Yeah. Yeet. Now I forget. Did you ever play a game as a kid called Commander Keen? You ever heard of that game?
No.
It was a PC game, and it was one of those. It was made by id Software, the same people who made the Doom games.
Yeah.
And Wolfenstein, and I think it was made by id Software. I might be wrong about that. Flame me in the comments if I'm wrong, which I probably am.
He is wrong.
I mean,
Not about that, but just in general. Anyway, continue.
Also true. Valid point. You know what, buddy, I won't continue. You know, we disagree on a lot of things. I happen to think, you happen to think the moon goes in, the Earth is away from the sun when it gets dark. I happen to think the sun needs to go away for 6 hours to void its bowels. We can both be right. But yes, I will give it to you. I am almost definitely wrong on the Commander Keen front.
Yes, Commander Keen.
And it was big back in the day when you would get computer games where it would be like episodic. So you'd pay for different episodes.
Okay.
And I can't remember if the same was true for Doom. Because there are definitely 3 different sort of parts to this game. There's one part where you're definitely on some form of Earth. And then there's the second part where you're in hell, I think it's supposed to be.
I thought there were like 5 parts, like episodes to do. There's more than 3.
5 episodes, really?
I think so. And again, this is only because I was watching a review video on the Chex Mix game. That one has 3. That has 3 episodes.
Okay, this might be 3 then. I feel like it's 3. Classic Doom 2, I think, is 3 episodes. Because you see that little...
no, yeah, it's the original Doom. That's more than 3.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Welcome to the pit.
Eek! Although, you know what I could do? No, I'll save that for later. There's extra health over there. Yeah, so there were a lot of games back in the day where it was sort of episodic. Halloween Harry was another one. Commander Keen, which was this game about this kid who, like, made a spaceship in his backyard and he fights aliens. But it's very cartoony and cute, but also sort of fun in, like, a 90s kind of way. Commander Keen was a lot of fun. Wolfenstein, I think, was episodic. And Duke Nukem, I think, technically was episodic.
Okay.
Which was sort of like a sleazier version of Doom, which I, to this day, love. Duke Nukem 64 is like one of my favorite games of all time. But it's funny, that I don't know that that's a thing so much anymore, unless I'm missing stuff on Steam. I do not play a lot of...
If you're talking about DLC, I guess that's the new version of that. To keep you buying something from the game for more content.
That's a good point. I hadn't considered that. But it's not necessarily like... I mean, I suppose it depends on the game, too. Like, the DLC for Breath of the Wild is almost like a separate chapter of the game.
Yeah, it's just more game.
Whereas DLC for, whatever. You get the GameStop pre-order bonus. And
you just got like a reskin of something, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And you get...
But, yeah, sometimes extra levels or something, whereas, maybe not more plot, but more content. And that was just the 90s version of that, but more content meant more plot.
Right. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
And also, you couldn't store everything on one single device, so you had to sell it separately.
Right. On several floppy disks.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those?
I'm just young enough that I remember using a couple, but aging past them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were, even when I was a kid, and I am a little bit older than you.
I actually did have, I don't know what they were, because I was, by the time I was still a child, they were out, they were phased out. But when I was an even younger child, I do remember using them.
Right.
Because that's how time works.
I mean, if that's the way you feel.
Yeah, that is how I feel.
That's the best part about that character is you could just break it out at any time.
Anytime. And your friends will hate you.
I was just saying, you could just you can be a great person and instantaneously become a douche.
Just become maybe not even a douche, just like not an enjoyable person to talk to. Because again, he's politely skeptical. He's not trying to start shit. But he's low-key trying to start shit.
Or not even try to start shit, just not just not
Or not get into it.
not able
Not
to
talk
accept
of
another
stuff
one.
of substance.
Oh, these guys.
Ooh.
Okay, so these
Oh
little
yeah, I
skull
love
demons.
Breath of the Wild.
These little skull demons are actually the worst enemies in the game because they sneak up on you. They're hard to kill. They take multiple shots to kill. And they can be dispensed endlessly out of that brown thing.
The brown mouth man.
Yeah.
Brown mouth man, also the name of my metal band.
Ooh. I've always been fond of the name Chocolate Yoga for an indie band.
Ooh.
Fat Tiger is on the list.
I want the mute box to be like a smooth jazz band.
You've talked about that one
the
before.
Mute box.
The Mute Box. 3 words. Elegant.
As it was a sentence that our band director said in high school, alluding to the box of mutes for all the trumpets. And I was like, ooh, and she's like, yeah, I can go get the mute box. And I turned to my friend later in jazz band. I was like, who was the drummer? And I was like, yo, what do you think about the mute box? And we just had a whole discussion about that fictional band that we created in our heads. My favorite factoid being everyone in the mute box's favorite movie is Forrest Gump. That's canon for the mute box.
Okay. Just because?
Just because. Don't ask any questions.
I mean,
everyone in the mute box loved Forrest Gump.
I mean, it's hard not to enjoy Forrest Gump.
And now, retconning this, also The Truman Show.
All right, then. And who were the other members of the mute box going to be?
It wasn't us. We weren't in the mute. We were just creating this fictional group called the Mute Box.
They were your gorillas.
Which was all probably 4 or 5 dudes in their late 20s, mid 30s that were like, yeah, let's just play some hip, cool jazz. And they called themselves the Mute Box, and they all love Forrest Gump. And now, as of today, I'm adding this lore, The Truman Show.
Truman Show.
None of the lore has to do with the music they play or why they make music, just the movies they like.
It's just incidental. The movies they like.
It's like, it's like talking about Raspberry Pi, and then you want to ask, what kind of music play? Well, they really like Pulp Fiction. That's not helpful.
Boy, they were big fans of Murphy Brown, which I've never actually seen. I am to understand it was some kind of political humor sitcom, which already sounds unfunny. But I can sneak up on you like that. That's
the first time I've seen you die in this whole playthrough, though.
Oh, I died 3 times.
Oh, then I just can't.
We were just talking about the mute box.
I just don't understand how Doom works.
They're that captivating. We're not even listening to their music.
They're not even a real band, and I want to hang out with them, and
they're distracting enough to pull focus from the fact that I am just sucking at Doom right now.
Eat them up. Light them up, boys. Light them up.
I know what we're doing.
Oh, no.
Watch this.
Uh-huh.
This is why this gun is great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jesu Cristo.
And I fell in the pit.
And you jumped into the pit. The pit!
I am dead. Yeah, you have to save, because there are certain points where you'll die.
You dare right into the pit. You must die. Remember that?
Classic meme.
Classic meme.
Does anyone still watch YouTube poops out there?
No, because I don't. I even remember being outgrowing them. You're like, oh, these aren't fun anymore.
Not true. They are hilarious, but only if they're done well.
No, yeah, they're still very fun.
Most people don't do them well. That's the thing. It's usually just a lot of... I never loved the YouTube poops that were the volume swells where it distorted and hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought that was funny.
That's not a punchline.
That just
clever
sucked.
editing, very fun.
Yeah, sentence mixing in the right hands is a wonderfully hilarious tool. I stand by that.
Now that's comedy. TM.
I love CS188. His YouTube poop channel is the best. So enjoyable. Good content all around. Even though he only makes videos every 6 months. But that's okay, because up until recently, we only put out videos every year.
Yeah.
Which is why we're doing this.
Which is why we got Let's Plays, baby!
Raspberry pulls. They're pants down.
But
Sometimes.
It's over Let's Play, so you can't see it.
That's right. But you can hear it. That's your cue to pull your
Oh
pants
no,
down.
God no.
Nope.
Nope.
Wait.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't like this bit.
You ready? You ready, internet?
I don't like this bit.
Here comes the sound of
This
my
is a-
pants.
This is a bad bit.
My pants are kind of difficult to get off today, so my pants will remain.
Very tight.
Will they remain on for the next episode of Raspberry Plays, though?
Like, comment, subscribe to find out.
Or just watch the next episode?
Or just stick around.
Pants.